Trick or treat, ladies and gentlemen, and all of our friends beyond the gender binary. It is sometime in the 3 o'clock hour here on KGLT, KGLZ, and KGLT.net, and that means it's time for the coffee show with me and my friend Randy. Hi, Randy.
Hi, Keith. We're doing it's not a couple's costume, but, we're a matched set costume. We're Mike and Ike this year.
Oh, we think alike. Or the candies, you mean?
Yeah, the candies, Mike and Ike candies. No one knows what Mike and Ike look like. They just know the delicious multicolored, multi-flavored fruit candies that they provide. So it's an easy costume.
Ike, of course, is President Dwight D. Eisenhower, former President Dwight D. Eisenhower, because it was I Like Ike. And then, little known fact, he went into a candy making business with Michael Myers.
Oh, that's terrible. I mean, it's good because he can cut all the candies up with his butcher knife.
Well, gelatin has to come from somewhere.
It's true. And if he's getting spattered with hot candy, that kind of heavy canvas jumpsuit that he wears is going to be very protective.
Protective mask, his protective William Shatner mask, yeah. I would like to apologize here at the top of the show for my voice. I have finally gone through puberty at the age of 47. So I'm really heavily into my costume this year. I'm going as Johnny Cash for Halloween. So, Randy, I hope you'll go down into a burning ring of fondue at my Halloween party.
Hello.
Oh, man. So, anyway, yes, welcome one and all to our Halloween show. There will be tricks galore, musical treats, and tricks masquerading as our comedy.
Yeah, and I'm going to ride a motorcycle through a ring of fire. It's going to be very exciting.
Oh, we got a lot of stuff going on here. You are both Johnny Cash and Evel Knievel mashup Halloween costume this year, I see.
Yes, yeah, nothing spookier than the statistics for severe injury on riding a motorcycle. So, figure it's on theme for the Halloween holiday.
That's true. And of course, we know it's a bit early to be getting into the spooky mode, but if you're anything like us, you've been in spooky mode since October 1st. So welcome to imminent Halloween, and that is why we would like to thank our spookiest possible program underwriter, Ghost Town Coffee Roasters. Whenever I get a coffee there, they call out it's for a boy named Sue.
How do you do? Now here's your tip.
They spell it S-O-O. I'm not even...
that's
they
awful.
Get it wrong every time.
Got a coffee for Rue? Rue, anyone?
My dad named me a name that is traditionally associated with femininity because he had outmoded ideas of gender norms. But this is just unacceptable.
Biker gangs, they all kind of dress the same anymore. It's a shame because it started out,
Where'd this come from?
No, because we were talking about, Evel Knievel before.
Oh, Evel Knievel. Okay, yes. Yeah.
And why don't, it's just as protective as leather, duds to wear on the bike. Everyone doesn't have to go with the blue jeans and, black leather jacket or vest and sunglasses. Like, you can wear all kinds of protective gear. Why isn't there some biker gang out there that still dresses up Evel Knievel stuntman style, with the decorative rivets and bright colors of Evel Knievel?
Zip-up jumpsuit and a cape?
Sure.
That's a protective cape.
Oh, yeah. Otherwise, regular cape, that'll just get sucked into the exhaust of the... or stuck in the wheel.
Stuck in the wheel, and yeah.
It's a mistake you make once.
Take you out Lillian Gish style if you're not careful.
Yes. Yeah.
That's a joke for nobody. I apologize.
It's a joke for the ghost of Lillian Gish.
You were wonderful, Lillian.
But just take Halloween into consideration, all you biker gangs, and take it as an opportunity to dress up in different types of costumes once in a while.
Yeah.
You're not impressing us any more or less just because it's another biker in leather. Whoop-de-doo.
Hey, we love all of our biker gang listeners, and we're not.
But utilize your creativity. That's all I'm saying. I know you have it.
Yeah, it's that time of year to stretch out. Why not wear a protective inflatable sumo wrestler outfit while you're on your motorbike?
All of the biker gatherings are pretty much over for the season. The cold winter months are upon us. So use this time to work on the costume, the outfit that you're going to be wearing on the road next year to impress all your biker friends. It's time. If all your other motorcycle friends rode their bikes off a cliff, would you do the same thing? Yes, I would. That's why I joined the Lemmings. First rule of the Lemmings, don't ask questions. Second rule of Lemmings, get in line.
Second rule, get in line. Third rule, look out below.
Third rule is ah!
That was Southern Culture on the Skids with their rendition of Goo Goo Muck, of course made famous by the Cramps and that Wednesday TV show on Netflix, but originally was recorded in 1962 by Ronnie Cook and the Gay Lads. Take that one to heart. We started off the coffee show this week with one of our favorite Halloween songs, Curse Walk by Shaboy, from their album of the same name, and you heard a brand new song from Who Is She called 96 Ghouls.
That's too many ghouls.
Yeah, I mean, I've got 96 problems, and fortunately, ghouls aren't any of them. My only problem right now, Randy, is where can I go to get a delicious, mildly alcoholic beverage to sate my thirst?
Well, Keith, you can get one. They don't serve goulash there, but they do serve pizza, pasta, and the aforementioned beverages at program underwriter Columbo's Pizza and Pasta, serving house-made pasta and pizza from brick ovens.
My Hungarian pizza restaurant didn't work out so well.
No. It's a goulash stuffed crust pizza, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's nothing like biting into a crust and getting a mouthful of noodles and more tomato sauce. And
It's hard to imagine a dish more perfect for carbing up before you run a marathon. But other than that, you probably shouldn't eat that goulash stuffed pizza.
No, you probably shouldn't. I mean, pizza is an Italian food, more or less by default at this point culturally.
Yeah.
You never see a spaghetti stuffed crust. They know.
You shouldn't.
This is why Italians have been allowed to lay claim mostly to, like, overall to pizza, because they have that sense of restraint that other cultures like mine do not.
Additionally, you would roll the pizza cutter across the crust, and it would explode out like a Play-Doh fun factory of noodles.
Yes.
Not something you necessarily want.
My candy corn stuffed pizza, stuffed crust pizza, also not a big seller this time of year, amazingly.
I mean, pizza's already the right shape for candy corn. You could very easily do some sort of arrangement of toppings such that it fit that.
Well, I thought, you finish eating your slice of delicious, savory pizza, and then you've got this crust left over. Why not turn that into dessert?
I eat my crusts. I'm not a monster. Grow up and eat your crusts, Keith.
Like eating crusts. I also like eating sugar. I thought,
okay,
why not?
Good.
Por qué no los dos? And, combine the two.
Keith, you can't eat your separate, just a bowl full of sugar until you've finished your crusts.
Oh, Mom. What I imagine every one of my friends' childhood was like, because I was not allowed the fun cereals.
Right. Yeah, you came down to my house. You got them at the time, so
did.
That's fine.
I know. Yeah. And yet we've remained friends to this day.
Sorry, Mrs. Suda. I hate to break it to you after all this time, but your son was enjoying those sugary cereals out on the street.
That's true. If it weren't for you, I'd have never tried C-3POs.
That's true. Where would you be today had you not had C-3PO's cereal?
Exactly. The loss of it would have haunted me to this very moment. Folks at home, is there a cereal from your childhood you miss? Are there really that many themed cereals now?
Oh, they definitely still do themed. Most of the time, it's just some variation of Lucky Charms marshmallows, loosely themed to whatever cartoon is out.
But the 80s and 90s was such a heyday of the Nintendo cereal entertainment system, or whatever. And
they're not taking chances like that anymore. No dual bags of cereal that same fashion. But
Urkel O's after the popular sitcom character Steve Urkel from Family Matters. Like, are there things like that now? I didn't see Barney O's from How I Met Your Mother, or Joey's How You Doin' Bran Flakes. Well,
I mean, it wasn't not, primetime TV shows weren't the things there There were no Cosby Show or Cheers themed cereals. No Norms.
Tiny beer glass shaped marshmallows and beer bottle shaped marshmallows. Turns the water a foamy beer color. Turns the milk.
Yeah. See if you can finish the bowl before Vera calls you home.
Or the doctor. Or God himself calls you home.
Yeah, at the time I was like, "There's no way that George Wendt is going to last very long because he's not the healthiest fellow." Still around today.
Yeah,
George Wendt.
All of those folks are still around.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, we still got John Ratzenberger though.
We do. Ted Danson still around.
Woody Harrelson. Yeah.
Kelsey Grammer just started a new show of his own.
Nah.
You got Babe Newirth still around.
Baby Newirth still around, kicking it up on Broadway. Is Rhea Perlman? She's still alive.
Yeah, she's still around.
Hey, yeah. Everything's great.
They're all still around. Please don't reassemble that cast for a Cheers return show. We don't want it.
No.
It was fine the first time. Thank you.
Oh, if we reassemble it, though, you got to get Shelley Long, not Kirstie Alley.
True.
For multiple reasons.
Kirstie Alley, see, there's the exception. We've missed Kirstie Alley.
Did she pass away?
She has passed away, yes.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh, well, I didn't know that.
Sorry to be the bearer of bad news, Keith. There's no more Look Who's Talking movies for you.
Oh, that's too bad. But maybe there'll be another Hello Again if we can get Shelley Long to do it. Or another Troop Beverly Hills.
I would be on board for that.
I've already got the title. Troop Beverly Hills. It writes itself. Is anyone going to get these references? I'm so sorry.
Yes, they definitely are.
Okay, good. Well, Randy, I certainly pick sides in replaced television sitcom characters.
As you should. You should always have a stand one way or the other.
Yes, which is why I, of course, have a bold upper arm tattoo of Shelley Long, depicted as she is in her heyday on Cheers. And on my other arm, of course, the better Darren from Bewitched. I don't think I even need to say which one that is.
The best Darren was the single episode where they crossed over with I Dream of Jeannie, and Larry Hagman played Darren.
We beg to differ, but nonetheless, I have tattoos of all of them.
Major Nelson is the best Darren.
Bold stances on the coffee show. This is the kind of hot takes you won't get anywhere else, and you will never get a fantastic tattoo anywhere else apart from our program underwriter, Bozeman's Tattoo Alleys.
Getting some ink. I was thinking about handing out their gift cards for Halloween. Mm-hmm. Handing them out to everybody.
They do wooden nickels. They do tokens.
Yeah, that's
it's
pretty
dope.
cool.
Yeah.
Take those. Don't take ordinary wooden nickels.
No.
But those are good for exchange for value. That's a good deal.
They're almost like currency, and they're not a lousy card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a penny.
All right. We'll get into worst Halloween thing to get in the next break. But in the meantime, I've got to go dress all in black and find that lady who goes walking on the hill every night.
Should be easy. You're already like 3/4 dressed in black.
Oh, Echo, you impetuous bunny man. Stop mashing up songs there. That was, of course, the Killing Mash. Echo and the Bunnymen meeting Bobby Boris Pickett and the Crypt Kicker 5 in the song produced by DJ Marky Boy. Before that, you heard The Damned with their song Grimly Fiendish, and we started that set of songs with The Screaming Dead from London, England, and their song 20th Century Vampire, a record I bought on my recent jaunt to the United Kingdom, to the not the Emerald Isle. Ireland's the Emerald Isle. What's England? The Zirconium Isle?
Sure is. It's like a brown island.
Yeah, just the dirt isle. And I picked it up at All Ages Records from my new good friend Nick.
It's the island where they have the space mirror that bounces light from the sun so that the sun never sets.
They tried building those all over the world and people were not having it.
No. After a while, the space mirrors start getting in the way of each other, and it's really hard to triangulate how to keep focusing the light. It doesn't work.
If only they could have focused those space mirrors on a way to correctly cook a steak. Sorry, that's just mean.
Yeah.
The food was wonderful.
That's why I prefer the regularly cooked food at program underwriter Whistle Pig Korean.
What a treat it would be to avail myself of their fine food as soon as possible.
Yeah, it's no tricks required. Just go down there and place your order.
There's another cereal. But we're not talking about cereals right now. Randy, what is the worst commonly given trick or treat?
Well, look, Keith, I can only gauge by what's sold in the stores because I haven't hit the old trick-or-treat trails in a good couple of decades. So I can't say for sure. But based on returns that I've seen from, say, other friends' bags of candy or their children bringing in candy, the worst might be, and it's only because you get it in too regularly, are the extra sour, like Warheads type candies.
I like those.
They're at least edible, but you can't have like 10 in a row or you're just going to burn a hole directly through your cheek.
Your soft palate, yeah.
Yeah, the acid is not kind in the long run.
Fair.
Yeah. Now, and if you're talking like the worst candy that's given out, not to bring up Necco wafers again, but they do have those little 5 at a time Necco wafers, which is, if you're going to eat any, the correct amount is actually 0, but if you're going to eat a non-zero amount of Necco wafers, that's maybe a better serving size.
It's insulting. Well, I happen to like Necco wafers, and I will defend our friends. With their
I like sidewalk chalk too, but I'm not going to eat it.
Well, I like eating sidewalk chalk, so you can just shut it, sir.
All right. Well, happy Halloween,
Happy
then,
Halloween,
friend.
I one time got 5 pennies in a small mesh bag that someone had like carefully like tied up with a little bit of ribbon, like the curling ribbon from Christmas presents.
Sure.
And I thought in retrospect now, that's a wild thing for a human to have spent their planning for Halloween and been like, kids are gonna love this one.
Yeah, they put lipstick, mascara, blush, and all kinds of concealer on that pig, didn't they?
Yep.
Yeah, here's 5 cents worth of pennies in 20 cents worth of material. There you are. Happy Halloween.
It was the 80s. Everything was cheaper back then. Apparently,
True. Hey, 5 cents was probably pretty good then.
To hear boomers complain on financial news, it sounds like everything used to be cheaper.
With that 5 cents, Keith, you could have gotten a down payment on a home. I don't know what you were thinking.
Frittered it away on candy.
You probably went and spent it on more candy. You already had candy.
I did. It's true. Randy, I was rewatching the Charlie Brown Christmas. What was I watching? The Christmas special. Randy, I was recently watching it's the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown, the Peanuts Halloween special, and people keep giving Charlie Brown rocks. Was this a common trait in the 60s? They like adults could be like, I hate your costume, kid. Here, have a rock. Or is this like something that's uniquely in his horrible nihilistic universe that happens only to Charles Brown?
It's pretty much just reserved for blockheaded children.
Oh, man.
And, if you give it to them and they are not looking to do some sort of yard work groundskeeping project that requires a bunch of gravel or decorative rocks, that's a horrible gift. And don't do that to a child. That's psychologically scarring.
Yeah. Like, what a Kafka-esque nightmare that child lives in. Like, all the other kids go home at night and they're like, taffy apple and stuff. And he's like, I've got a bag full of rocks. Like, what a crushing psychic blow to a child's self-esteem.
Keith, have you examined the Peanuts cartoons previously? Because Charles Brown is the unfortunate recipient of this behavior from children and adults alike in a really horrible series of events over a long course of time. And Charlie Brown, ever the philosopher, takes it in stride and just says good grief and moves on to the next thing. This is a child, Keith, who owns one shirt with an uneven zigzaggy stripe on it. This is a child who is not blessed with the same amount of hair or hairstyle that the other kids in the neighborhood have.
He has a comb over, it's true, yeah.
Yeah, he's got one little wisp of hair on the top of his head. It's very tricky business for this child, and no one wants to help him. Good grief indeed.
It's terrible. Well, I say I'm not going to give out rocks for Halloween. That's the Halloween promise I can make.
In honor of Charlie Brown, you're going to give out peanuts, by which I mean circus peanuts, those orange circus peanut doorstops.
There's no way I'm giving out peanuts, not with allergies being what they are these days.
Right. No, you can't. The marshmallow ones.
Tricks also used to be a lot more common, like Hell Nights, notoriously in like the late 18 and early 1900s as the All Hallows Eve, festivities weren't quite shorn up into what they are now from our kind of like post-war prosperity America thing. It's very weird to think of a time, like even when we were children, where you might throw eggs at the house of a particularly despised teacher or school administrator, or where you might toilet paper the house of a neighborhood bully, the trees. I haven't seen that happen in a long time, and I can only assume it's because at this point, I assume if I set one tiny toe on a lawn that isn't my own, I am going to be shot.
It's at risk, yeah. Well, Keith, you're also forgetting the fact that you're asking for trick or treat. So if you go to local magician Jay Owenhouse's home, he may just perform a trick for you and expect you to be on your way.
That would be rad. I'd take that.
They don't let the kids near the tiger for obvious safety reasons.
Oh yeah, no. He's a master of close-up magic. You don't have to have him do the water chamber escape every time. That gets just tiring. You can't do that for every kid who comes to the door.
He looks inside. He's like, "Look inside your bag. The candy is gone."
Slam.
Yeah. Who's the trickster now, punk? Get out of here. Beat feet.
Before I unleash the tiger.
That's right. Don't make me do more tricks. You'll regret it.
Does this count as libel against Jay Owenhouse? Do we need to do a disclaimer?
I don't think it does. We're not saying bad things about
He's
him.
He's a public
He's
figure.
performing tricks for children.
Yeah, he's cool. Okay.
You'd be lucky to get such a trick performed for free on Halloween. Can't get that at just any house.
Skeletal Remains by the Feelings Hijackers. Before that, They Might Be Giants with their song, Ah. It's just 3 A's, so I assume that's how we say it.
It's AAA. It's like an ad for the Automobile Association.
Yeah, if you're going to get curious and find out weird arcane secrets, it's always good to have a backup in case you need a tow.
Yeah, you know who has the best arcane secrets is the tow truck guy. He can literally levitate your car out of there.
Yeah, he'll warn you not to go up to that creepy cabin in the woods, usually, as well.
It looked so nice on Airbnb. I don't understand.
They only took like 2 angles. They didn't capture the creepy fridge, the taxidermied head of a muskox that's over the mantle for some reason.
That picture was taken by the guy with the axe. That makes more sense.
More sense. Here in this one, you can see him kind of in the mirror. He's got that always got that axe, holding the phone out in front of his face. Yeah. We started that batch of tunes with the Ramones and one of the greatest movie plot related songs of all time, Pet Sematary.
Couldn't have done it without the help of program underwriter Neptune's Brewery.
Yeah, this year for Halloween, my costume will be a guy who's grateful to all of our program underwriters.
It's an easy costume because you're already grateful.
Oh yeah, but I'm also going to slap stickers on my shirt for all of our program underwriters. And Randy, I assume you will be going your 27th consecutive year as double individual Nobel Prize winner Linus Pauling.
Yeah, Keith, I've keep adding just more and more vitamin C powder to the front of that costume. It gets better every year.
Really, that beret and everything. Really, really working hard.
I get just as many Your Who as I ever did every year.
Well, good. As it is the spooky time of year, I think we should take a second, turn on the haunted house sound effects if I can find any, and I will tell you a scary story, Randy. Are you ready?
Yeah, I've got the flashlight. I will aim it at your face to save you the trouble.
Ow. Little lower. Under the chin, please. Not...
Oh, sorry. That's not a flashlight. That was a taser. I'm sorry.
Ow.
I tased you in the neck. I'm so sorry.
Green laser right in the eye. Thank you from your laser pointer.
You're welcome. But now I'm ready to be scared, so go ahead.
All right. It was a cold and stormy coffee show. They were reaching the end of the show, and there was one program underwriter to go. But then suddenly, when they looked at the list, they didn't have that program underwriter anymore. Ha, 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 ha,
Oh, no.
ha.
Spooky!
Don't worry, Randy. It was just a story. We still have to thank our fantastic final program underwriter this show, our great friends at Last Best Comedy, Montana's Comedy Club.
Oh, that's a relief, Keith. Oh, but no.
No.
I just checked the list. Now we don't have any more program underwriters to thank.
Oh, that's because it's the end of the coffee show. Woo! Lightning flash, lightning flash. Ha, 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 ha. Organ chord, organ chord.
You could have just, yeah. If you do have the sound effects record, you could put those sounds in. You don't have to say them out.
I know. I may not be able to find it in time. It's a busy week. I've got a lot of work to do on my Halloween costume.
What are you going as this year?
Well, I said earlier as a guy who was grateful to all of our underwriters, but in reality,
right.
this year I am going. I don't know. I was going to try to come up with something on the spot and my brain didn't go anywhere. I'm going as Starscream from the original 1980s Transformers cartoon.
That would take a lot of work. Also, if you were a seamster, a lot of work on a costume would be very fitting.
Or a teamster to haul me around. I'm going to need one because that costume's not very mobile.
It'd be a shame if something happened to your costume.
They're a great... I won't have you speak ill of our unionized brethren, not in this day and age, sir.
No, but wouldn't it be a shame if something happened to that costume you put all that work into?
He's just showing concern.
It's a true shame.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's respecting the amount of work that you put into that costume. He knows what hard work is like.
Thank you, Nuncio. I'm sorry for misjudging your care and concern.
I think you've covered the apology just enough because he's an accepting person.
I've got to cover the apology pretty fully, otherwise I'm never going to get anything on a truck ever again in my life. So I want to make sure that I've got covered the bases.
It wouldn't be Halloween if it wasn't Keith apologizing for something. He accidentally kicked my jack-o'-lantern, punted it off the doorstep. Thanks, Keith.
Knocking over kids left and right as I rush to the door. I heard this house gives out full-size candy bars. Out of my way, little kids. Shove, shove, shove.
And he gets tangled in my fake spider webs, just tearing them right off the house. Thanks.
They're so spooky and they feel icky. I don't like them. Normally we give out Halloween safety tips as a joke, but we are nearing the end of this week's show, and I think it's just best to say, it's a general coffee show safety tip. Don't. Just don't. So in social occasions, do not. Yeah.
Be thoughtful about it.
And if you eat too many cherry cordials, get a designated driver home, kids.
I'm handing out those Bing Cherry candy bars this year. Ooh. I think that's going to be a big hit. Bing Cherry and the Idaho Spud to go with it. It's it's going to be a big year this year at my house. Full-size Idaho Spuds, not those little ones that don't exist.
And as I did just return from a trip to England, I'm going to give kids Skittles, but English Skittles, which are M&Ms and not fruit flavored. Oh, Smarties. Yes, Smarties, not Skittles. Yes. I'm going to give kids Smarties, which in England are a chocolate coated candy like our M&Ms and not the tubular aspirin candies that I grew up used to.
Don't eat either of those. It's just powdered sugar, just compacted.
Again, Randy hates anything. Randy hates those chalky wafer candies, and I loves them.
I'll trade for dots. Anyone got a box of those dots that has 3 dots inside? I'll trade for that.
Well, you can't yet because Halloween isn't until next week. But come on, please do come back for our November 1st coffee show.
Yeah, it's an All Saints Day show.
Yeah, All Saints Day, where Randy and I will be trading candy on air.
Day before Day of the Dead. I look forward to that show every year.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. And we'll be back next week, or will we, when I say, look out behind you, Randy.
Ow, my neck. I shouldn't have turned so quickly.
That fast. I'm sorry. There was a neat cloud going by. I wanted you to see it. It was a little too urgent for this time of year. I'm sorry.
Couldn't see it because of all the snow.
Couldn't see it past the axe-wielding guy taking real estate photos.
Yeah. I asked him to hold it real still so I can check my reflection in his axe. It's shiny. Thanks, axe guy. Until next week, that was Axe Guy.
That was actually, I already kind of threw it to you with the lookout, Randy. So I think say, of nowhere, just say, and he's Keith.
That was Axe Guy, and he's Keith.
Spooky catchphrase. Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of the Coffee Show World of Content. We want to say a very quick thanks to our good friend Jake Monin for our theme song, and let you know that all the incidental music in between is from our friends in the band The Ornery Jacks. Thank you so much to them for writing such great music. You can find all of their tunes and more on the internet. You know how to do that, but we've provided some links in the text description as well for you.
Yes, and I like subscribe notification.
I rang bell and left review and comment.
You sound like the Hunchback.
Well, this is my sanctuary,
And also, I have a constant ringing in my ears, so fair enough.